Good morning, student. In the previous lecture, we saw the different data types and basic concept of a Verilog HDL. Now, in this lecture, we will see the modules. So, what is a module? So, module is nothing but a basic building block in Verilog hardware description language. It is nothing but a group of different types of element that we saw in previous lectures. In previous lecture, we saw the basic concept and different data types. In data types, we saw the vectors, array, register, net, wires. So when we group all these elements together, then the module is formed. So module is nothing but a functional body, a functional body of program. So module is basic building block in Verilog HDL. In general, many elements are grouped to form a modules. So many elements. So what are the elements? These elements contain basic concept like number specifications, different types of data, register, net, wire that we saw in our previous lecture. Okay, to provide a common functionality which can be used at many places in the design. So the module is used to provide the different types of functions. You know the functions in C language. You saw the different types of functions, and you know the function body. So module is nothing but a functional body, and this functional body, that means this module we use in many places within the program, within the execution of program. So port interface. There are two ports, input and output ports, help to providing the necessary functionality to the higher level block. Any design modification at lower level can be easily implemented without affecting the entire design code. The structure of module is shown in figure. So this is the structure of module. So module is nothing but a body of program, or it is a functional body that we use in many places within the program. So this is the basic functional body of module. Here module is a keyword, and here module name. So you can give any name to your module, or to your functions. In C language, suppose there is a addition functions, then you give a name add, and you take the some variables like xy, and within that function you perform the operations. So similarly, in this way, module is a keyword, and this is the module name. That means this module name indicate that this is the module. The port declaration and parameters. Variable declaration. So here you can define the variable, different types of variables. The variables are the type of register data type, or net data type, or vector data type, or array data type. Any variable can you declare in within this block. Statement. So here the data flow segment is nothing but equations or operation that perform on the variables. So low level module instances, behavior block. So inside this behavior block you can add some conditions, like always, initials, task, and functions. So in this module, or in this body, you can define different types of function, and this is the end module. When in C language, when program is ended, the curly bracket or get ch function is used. So similarly, in Verilog HDL, when the module body or the functional body is ended, it is defined by the end module. So just to let's take some example. Let's take some examples. Okay, here end with the keyword end module. The syntax is as a follow: module name. This is the keyword module, and this is the name of a functional body, and this is the body. So inside this functional body you can define different types of variables, their functions, operations, and finally the program is ended with the keyword end module. Let's take some example so the idea of module is clear. So D flip-flop implementation. So D flip-flop can be constructed, or D flip-flop can be designed by using the Verilog HDL. So this is the module keyword, and for which mod and for which design we write a program for D flip flop. So in this example we write a program for D flip flop, so therefore we give a name D flip flop. We give a name D flip flop. Now Q, D, clock, reset, these are the input and output of D flip flop. So Q is the output of D flip flop, D is the input of flip flop, clock and reset are the input of flip flop. So let's compare this example with this functional body. So first of all we define the keyword module and then module name. So just look at the example here. Module name, which is the D flip flop, and we give, and here the input and output of D flip flop is mentioned. Now the next is port declaration, port declaration and parameter. So just take the example port declaration. So output. So here we define the module. Module is a D flip flop, and these are the element that we use in a D flip flop. Now this element, or this is the these are the parameters. Now we define this parameter, output parameter. Now Q is our output parameter. Q is also a register parameter, because the Q is the output, and this is the flip flop, and we know the flip flop is a memory element. Flip flop is used as a memory element. And in Verilog register, we saw the register data type. Register data type is nothing but a memory element. So therefore Q output is defined as a register data type. Now input port, D, clock and reset, these are the input. So this is the port declaration. So just look at the body of module. First module, then module name. So we define the module name D flip flop by a keyword module. Then we define port declaration. Declaration means what? Input and output port. This is the output port, this is the input port, and our output Q is a register data type, because flip flop is a memory element. So the output is stored in a Q variable. So therefore here we define a Q is a register data type. Okay. Now these are the behavior or logical operations here. Here we define variables. Now data flow statement behavior block. So these are the data flow statement behavior block. So always at the rate post age POS stands for positive age reset or positive age clock. That means when positive age, here we mention the clock input. So when we provide the clock and when positive age of clock is arrived, then the flip flop is reset. Okay. So here the condition always is a condition. So here condition is what? When positive age is arrived, then and then only it is reset. So if reset, then Q less than equal to 1 dash B 0, else Q less than is equal to D. That means when flip flop is reset, then this condition is satisfied, and otherwise this condition is satisfied, if else condition. And we know the if else block that we saw in C programming. So Verilog HDL is similar to a C language programming. So here we give a condition always. Here the condition is that when a positive age is arrived, then and then only flip flop is reset. So if reset, that means if flip flop is reset, then this condition is satisfied. If flip flop is not reset, then this condition is satisfied. Okay. Now the program is ended. End module. End module. So these are the statement that give in this slash. So these are the statement. These are the comment. These end module statement, internal statement, port declaration. So these are the comments. And in C language as well as in Verilog HDL, comment are ignored by a compiler. Comment is not a part of program, it is just for user understanding. Okay, so this is the module. So module is a nothing but a functional body of Verilog HDL. So here module keyword is used to define that key this is the module. Okay, so this is a module name and these are the parameters of D flip flop. Then this parameter is defined. This Q parameter is the output parameter, D clock and reset. These are the input parameter. These are used declare within the port declaration block. So output is Q. Q is also register data type and input are D clock and reset, and these are the conditions that satisfy the this is the D flip flop. And finally end module, that means the program is ended. Okay, so module is nothing but a group of elements. So in this module body we define different types of variables or different types of elements. Here we use output port, input port. Here we use if else block. Here we use operators. These are the operators. These are the number specification that we saw in basic concept. Okay, so therefore module is nothing but a group of elements. So once the module body is ready, then by use this module body or this functional body can be used any places within the program. Okay, now the next is note. Multiple modules can be defined in a single design file with any order. That means we can define many modules in a within a single program. We can define many modules. So here we declare the D flip flop D flip flop in a module body. Similarly, we can define a SR flip flop, JK flip flop. So in single program we can define multiple modules. Then see that the end module statement should not return as end module. No, so here end module statement is written in this way. So this sign is not used in C language. We use this sign at the end of the statement, but in a Verilog when we end the program or when we end the module, this sign is not indicated. Okay, all components except module name and end module are optional. So all these all these components are optional. You can use any port, any logical statement, any data flow statement. These all are optional, but module name and end module these are compulsory. When we these are the by default module name and end module. When you forgot to give any module or module name or end module, when you forgot any out of this, then it gives the error. So module name and end module is a compulsory, is a by default, but the elements within the functional body is these are optional. Okay, and the next is the 5 internal component can come in any order. So you can use any 5 components for the modules. So once again I repeat, module is a nothing but a group of module is nothing but a group of elements. Which group of element you can use any data types: register data type, net data type, wire data type, vector data type, array data type, integer, float. You can use any data type, base and as well as you can use a basic concept that we saw in our first lectures. So module is nothing but a group of element, and module is a functional body. So within that body we can define multiple functions or multiple operations. So this is the function module body. So first is the module is a keyword that define that the given operation is a module. Then module name, then port declaration, variable declaration, data flow statement, low level module, behavior block, task functions, and final end module. So to understand this functional body, we take the example of D flip flop. So module is a keyword, and D flip flop, this is the D flip flop is the name of module. That means we write a program for D flip flop. So D flip flop, and these are the parameters of D flip flop. We know the D flip flop. D flip flop has D input, clock input, reset input, and one output Q. Okay. So module is a keyword, and D flip flop is a module name, and this is the parameter of module, the parameters of D flip flop. Now we define this parameter. Output. So Q is the output. Register Q. Q is a, we know the flip flop is a memory element. In Verilog, register is also a memory element. So Q is output as well as a memory element. So the type of Q variable is a register data type. Now input D, clock, and reset, these are the input of D flip flop. Okay, so here we define module name, parameters of module. Now here we define the logical statement of D flip flop. Always post edge means positive edge reset or positive edge clock. That means whenever positive edge arrive, the flip flop become reset. So if reset, then the output, then the Q output give these conditions, and when otherwise Q output gives this condition. Or Q output, when flip flop is reset, the Q output satisfies this condition, otherwise it satisfies this condition if else. Okay, when logical operation is done, then final is end module. End module indicate that the module is ended. So here are the some notes that which are related to the modules. So multiple modules can be defined in a single design. That means we can define multiple modules in a single program. Here we define a D flip-flop module. So we can define any module, RS flip-flop, JK flip-flop, multiplexer, demultiplexer. So any module, so more than one. That means multiple modules are defined in a single program. Okay. So end module statement should not return as the end module. So we cannot return like this. So there is no, this sign is not used in Verilog. But in C language, when we end the program, we give this sign. But in Verilog, when we end the module, we cannot use this sign. Okay. If you use this sign after the end module, if you write in this way, then compiler give an error. So there is no sign here. Okay. Now the component except module name and end module are optional. So all the parameters, so these all components are optional, but module name and end module, these are the by default statement. If you forgot to give this statement, then compiler give an error. Okay, so this is all about the module. Now the next point is port. Here in module we define the output input port. So what are output and input port, that we will see in this section. So port. Now we saw the modules. Now module communicate to external world with a port. Here module communicate with external world using a port. So this is the first module. Here we saw multiple modules can be used in a single program. If there are multiple modules, then this module, then how this module communicate to each other. Suppose consider there is a one program. So in that program there are three modules. Then how these three modules communicate to each other? Okay, so this module communicate to each other by using a port. So module communicate with external world using port. So they provide interface to the modules. They interface means they provide the connection within the modules. So module definition contain list of port. So there are different types of port: input port, output port, and bidirectional port. All port in the list of port must be declared in module. So all the port must be declared in a module. If we cannot declare this port within a module, then module cannot be communicated to each other, or it cannot be communicated to external world. So for communication purpose, port is very important. Now there are three type of port: input port, output port, and bidirectional port. The input port declare using the keyword input. So here in D flip-flop module, input. So input is a keyword, that means D, clock and reset, these are the inputs. So input port is defined by the input. Output port is defined by the keyword output. Output port declare using keyword output, and bidirectional port declare using in out. Bidirectional means this variable can be used as input as well as output. Okay, so bidirectional port is nothing but, that means this port is used as the input as well as output. Therefore it is declared by a keyword input, in out. Okay, so all the port declared are considered to be as wire by default. We know the wire. Wire is nothing but a physical connection between elements. So all port declared by a wire data type. So all the port, input port, output port, in out port, these are the wire data type. So if a port is intended to be wire, it is sufficient to declare it as output. Okay, so output, input or in out. If output port hold its value, it should be declared or register data type. It should be declared as a register data type. If output port hold its value, if the output port, that means if this variable, if one of these variable is hold the value, then it is used as a register data port. Here we saw in D flip-flop, we know the Q is the output. So Q is defined as the output port. But Q hold the value. Q hold the Q variable. Q is the output of D flip-flop and it holds some value. So therefore here we use Q is a register data type. So here if output port hold its value, it should be declared as a register type, that we saw in D flip-flop. Okay, now port of the input and output cannot be declared as a register, because register variable hold value and input port should not hold value. Okay, the port of type input and in out. So input port and in out port can be declared as a register data type. Why? Because it cannot hold the value. But output port can be declared as a register data type because it hold the value. Here the q is the output. Q is the output. So here we define the q is the output port, and q is also defined as a register. Why? Because the output of flip-flop holds some value, and when any variable holds some value, then it is a register data type. Okay, so that's why here q is defined two times, as a output port and as a register data type. But out of these three port, input port and in out port cannot be used as a, or cannot be declared as a register. Why? Hold, because register variable hold value, and input port should not hold value but simply reflect the changes in external signal they are connected to. Because the input port cannot hold any value, it just changes with time change, with the changing in time. Okay, so now port is nothing but a physical connection. Or port is used to communication purpose for modules. So modules can be communicate to external world through a port. So it is necessary to define a port within the module body. If we cannot define the port in module, then module cannot be communicated to a external world. Okay, so now there are three types of port: input port, output port, and bidirectional port. Input port is defined by a keyword input. Output port can be defined as a keyword output, and bidirectional port can be defined as a keyword in out. Okay, and all these port are a wire data type. Why wire data type? Because it is a physical connection between modules. Okay, now if output port hold value, it should be declared as a register data type. That means if the output port holds some value, then it is a register data type. So in Verilog HDL, register data type is considered as a memory element. So any value, so if we consider any variable, and if that variable holds some value, then it is a register data type. So similarly, in D flip-flop, output Q is a output port. Q is a output port. D clock and reset, these are the input port, and Q is a output port. But the Q variable holds some value. So therefore Q is a register data type. So output port can be declared as a register data type, but input port and in-out port cannot be declared as a register data type because it cannot be hold value, and the register data type holds some value, and input and in-out port cannot hold any value. Therefore input and bidirectional port cannot be declared as a register data type. Only output port can be declared as a register data type. Okay, these are the ports. Now, here are some rules that related to a port connection. That related to the port connection. These called the port connection rules. So there are three rules of three ports. Input always of wire data type. So input port is always a net. Net means what? Wire data type. Output port can be register data type or net data type, or bidirectional is always a net data type. Here we saw only output port can be used as a register data type, but input and bidirectional port cannot be used as a register data type. So similarly, input is always a net, that means wire data type. Bidirectional is always a net or wire data type, but output is a register as well as net data type. Okay, so input port always a type of net. Externally, they can be connected to register or net data type variable. So the input variable, so here the input port. So these are the input port, the clock reset. So these are the input. That means these are the wire data type. So this wire data type variable can be connected to a register or net data type variable. Suppose let's look at this example. D clock and reset, these are the input variable. Okay, that means these are the input port, and input port always must be a net data type. And here output is a net data type. That means Q is a net data type and as well as register data type. So input port variable can be connected to a register type variable or net type variable. Here Q is a register type variable and net type variable. So these input port variables can be connected to a register data type variable or net data type variable. Similarly, output must connected to net data type variable. It cannot be connected to register data type variable. It is only connected to net data type variable. And bidirectional port is or must be connected to a net data type variable. So these are the different types of rules for port connection. There are three ports: input port, output port, and bidirectional port. Input port must be a net data type. Output port must, that means input port variable always net data type. Output port variable either register data type or net data type. Bidirectional port must always be a net data type variable. Now the input port variable connected to a register data type variable and net type variable. Output variable must be connected to only and only net data type variable, and bidirectional port must be connected to net data type variable. Output and bidirectional port can be connected to only net data type variable. It cannot be connected to the register data type variable. Only input port variable connected to register data type variable. So these are the different rule of port connection. Okay. So if note, it is possible to connect internal and external port of different size. In general, you will receive a warning message called with uh, mismatch. So we can connect any internal and external port of different size. So here module name, this is the module, this is the module name, and this is the input and input port, output port. So these are the port and modules. Okay, so now we will stop here. In next lecture we will continue with gate level logical operators that we use in Verilog HDL. Now we will stop here.